Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic. In the next short while, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2016 Lincoln MKX, so you can make yourself an informed decision of whether this is for you or not. Now, coming in on the front left tire, you got about 50% tread, down but definitely not out on all season radios. Now coming behind the front left tire, you've got about I'm going to say about 25,000 K left on the front brakes. Now this rubber boot is the outer CV boot. Now it's full of grease, and if it was ripped, you see grease all over the place. Important not to be, because it keeps the CV axle lubricated and moving forward. This is your left lower ball joint. Now this is the thing that holds the left wheel to the chassis, and it is tight critical. This right here, this is your spring, your height suspension for your air suspension. Now this right here is the left outer tie rod. Now this is critical. It's the only thing that holds the left wheel to the steering, and that is tight. This left sway bar link connector from there up to there, that's intact, doing its job, and it dampens the sway when it goes around the corner. Important to be. Now that is the inner CV boot. See for yourself, good and dry. More importantly, look behind it. All clean and dry. Important, because that's a leak point right there. If it was going to leak, it would leak right there. So that is not a leak issue. Now the bottom of the transmission here, no leaks that I can see. Bottom of the motor, very clean, very dry. So coming across to the front right tire, getting about 50% tread on all season radios, down but not out. The right lower ball joint is tight. Brakes, front brakes, 25,000 K. Right outer CV boot, good and dry. The right inner CV boot, good and dry. More importantly, behind that, which would be right here, I'm not seeing any active leaks in there as well. So that's a good sign. The right outer tie rod, this is tight. The right sway bar link connector from here up to there, intact, doing its job. So brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, I'm not seeing any issues on the front, right or left, or motor. So far so good. Now this is part of your exhaust right here. Nothing wrong with it. Trouble is that people are reaching under and going cut, and you got yourself about a 1,500, and actually on this one it's actually double, cut, and they're selling these at the wrecking yard for about $150, and you got about a $1,500 repair if that happens. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on catalytic theft protection system, and I'll show you a sample of what that's going to look like if you purchase the vehicle. Now following the exhaust down, no cracks, no breaks. Okay. No cracks, no breaks. Exhaust is all intact and doing its job. Now, coming across to the right rear tire, same about 50% tread, all season radios. Coming behind the front, the rear right tire, and on brakes you've got, I'm going to say, on your rear brakes, I'm going to say you got about 10,000 K. No, definitely down, but not out. So something you want to address within the next 10,000 K. Now the right rear shock, this, good and dry. That's got some water on it, but not oil. That's important because it's full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see oil all the way down there. Now this is your right rear spring suspension. That's intact, no cracks, no breaks. The right rear sway bar link connector from here to here, doing its job. The right rear CV axle. Now, the CV boot, you can see that there inside, good and dry. The right inner CV boot, right there, good and dry. More importantly, this is a leak point. This on the right side, this is where it would leak if it's going to leak. It would leak right here if it's on the left side, and the other leak point would be right here, where this is, because this is where the drive shaft goes into the diff. And see for yourself, good and dry. Now coming across to the left rear side, again 50% tread on your about 10,000 K. Brakes definitely down but not out on the rear. Your left sway bar link connected from here to here, left, and your left inner outer CV boot, good and dry. Left inner CV boot, good and dry. And your shock If you can follow that shock up, full of oil. If it was leaking, see it dripping all the way down there. It's not. You're right. You're left for a spring suspension. Brake-wise, three-wise, suspension-wise, I'm not seeing anything at the back. Brakes definitely down, but not out. Now, this is a sample of a typical cat, and what I've done here is I'll be strapping these cables top and bottom on your cats, and so that, you remember, people are laying on the ground, and when they only got one spot to reach, they only can reach in here. They get they reach up, they hit the cable, they say forget it and move on. That's number one that I'm going to give you if you purchase the vehicle. Okay, with my scanner plugged in, you see it says codes found 0. That's a good sign because there's no check engine codes on this motor, which is good. And yeah, no cracks in the windshield. Dash is nice and clean. And now I'll take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, shot with the motor running. Very, very smooth. Okay, shot of the exhaust. Pretty much as clean as it comes. Now, something I always do is I take off the cap and I check to see if there's any white goo. Okay, so on the oil cap, if you look underneath, pull it off and say, okay, is there any indication of white goo? And it's really evident. It would be like very thick and sticky, and I'm not seeing any indication of that on this car here. Now, because what white goo is a mixture of oil and antifreeze, and that is a big problem, and I don't see any indication of that on this motor. Now, as far as I can tell, this motor is running very smoothly, very well. Now, I said I'm going to give you the 3 for free. The second thing I'm going to give you is this. I'm going to wire this system right into your fuse box here, and this is an anti-theft system whereby it will stop this vehicle, it will make this vehicle impossible to steal, and I'll explain that to you. Now, once that's wired in, you're going to have your own fob. Now, if this fob is 9 feet or more away from the car, it doesn't matter if the keys are in the ignition, it will not start. This is going to make your vehicle impossible to sell. Pardon me, impossible to steal, I should say. And that's what you need, because a sad fact is that I can buy a scanner on Amazon and steal your car, and you can't stop me. And believe me, I've watched it happen. And this is going to shut that down. So you keep the key, keep this in your wallet or in your purse, and as long as you're 9 feet away from the car, it doesn't matter if you leave the keys in the ignition; it won't start. And number 3, this is doesn't look like much, but this I've used these for 30 years. It is say 10% gasoline, natural gas, diesel fuel. It goes on the fuel line, and what it does, it causes your fuel, gasoline, natural gas, diesel, to burn 10% more efficient and saving you 10% in fuel costs. In fact, I put this on my house and I'm saving 10% on my natural gas, and I'll show you how to do the same. So hopefully this will help you make an informed decision. The only thing, my only concern about this car is that the back brakes are down. Tires passable, but they're 50%. So hopefully this will help you make an informed decision. And remember, if you buy, come to me for the 3 for free, because it doesn't cost you a penny. Have a great one.